Welcome to Branching Out, a collection of videos intended to help you expand your genealogy research with online resources. Branching Out is part of the Library at Home series presented by the Carlsbad City Library. In this episode, we'll look at non-military records available in Fold3 Library Edition. Fold3 is well known among genealogists as a source for military records. However, Fold3 also contains over 280 million non-military records. The non-military record category in Fold3 includes lots of our standard genealogy resources, such as city directories, the federal census, naturalization records, newspapers, and passport applications. The non-military category also includes collections of records, such as the African American Collection, the American Milestone Collection, and the Native American Collection. A quick way to get a feel for what kind of non-military records are available in Fold3 is by browsing. To start browsing in Fold3, click Browse in the top menu bar. This will open the Browse interface, which is a dynamic system of levels that can help genealogists focus the research process. The first level includes categories of records. Non-military records are listed last. Once selected, the next level opens to the right and is populated with the publications contained within that non-military records category. Notice that both types of records, like naturalizations, along with collections, like the Native American Collection, are both listed. The Native American Collection is used frequently in the library. This collection contains over 1.2 million pages of records. These records are then described in the next level that's open to the right. We can continue to click through the levels of filters, moving left to right, in this case, navigating all the way down to an individual Eastern Cherokee application. This method of browsing works for any category in Fold3, but the names of the filters and levels will change depending on the category and the types of publications contained within. We can also run a search in the search box at any point during the browsing process. Note that the filter selected in the various levels in the browsing interface changes the search within parameters of the search box. As I move backwards through the levels, we'll see that the search within parameters change until, in this case, I'd only be searching the non-military records category. A search can be a keyword, a name, a date, or a place. Here, I will type a location, and as I type, I'm given the option to make Philadelphia a place filter. We can also use the search box to learn more about individual record groups in Fold3. Notice when I click the Eastern Cherokee applications, a lowercase I appears in the search box. That indicates that I can learn more about the history, source, and content of these records with a single click. I can also click into the search bar to open the advanced search menu. Here I can enter multiple search terms at once, but be careful. Often less is more when we search genealogy databases, as our results are dependent upon what information is indexed or made searchable in the record. In this case, I'm going to enter a name and a location. If a search yields no results, try removing one of your filters directly in the search bar by clicking the X associated with it. And now we have 15 results. In this example, each result is a different page within Savannah Miller's Eastern Cherokee application. And if I open a page of the application, we can see why these are such valuable genealogy records. Savannah Miller has listed her birth date, birthplace, current residence, her children, plus her parents and their birthplaces. I can click the right arrow at the bottom to advance to the next page in the application to see where she's listed the names and birth dates of all her siblings and provided information about her grandparents. To recap, Fold3's browsing menu is a system of levels that can help genealogists filter the database to discover relevant records. Moving through the filters from left to right will focus the research process. And the search box can be used at any point while browsing to refine results. Alternatively, we can search across the entire Fold3 database from the homepage. To return to the Fold3 homepage, I'll click the up arrow in the top left to reveal the site navigation bar and click the Fold3 logo. At the Fold3 homepage, I'll enter the name from our last example, Savannah Miller. When searching from within Eastern Cherokee applications, our search yielded 15 results. Searching for Savannah Miller across all of Fold3 yields 224 results. Once we have a list of search results, we can use the filters on the left to refine. Under publication type, I can choose non-military or a more specific non-military record type, such as city directories and census. In the last example, we practiced taking away filters. In this case, we're going to add one. I'm going to enter Savannah's birth year. And if we've narrowed our search too far, we can remove filters either by clicking the X associated with it directly in the search bar or by unclicking that filter on the left. To summarize, use the search bar on the Fold3 homepage to search across the entire Fold3 database. Use a single search term or multiple search terms. You can narrow your results by adding or subtracting terms in the search bar or by using the filters along the left menu bar. Whether you search, browse, or use a combination of the two methods, there are a couple tips that might make navigating those records a bit easier. Here are our search results for Savannah Miller within city directories. Notice the first record in our results list is for Philip Miller, but over to the right, I see that the OCR, the optical character recognition software, has picked up the word Savannah somewhere on page 1218 of the 1915 Pittsburgh City Directory. To investigate further, I can open the page using the hyperlink title or click the thumbnail image. The default viewer for Fold3 includes many different toolbars and menus. At the bottom, we have a film strip. The film strip includes all the images contained on the roll of microfilm that was digitized for Fold3. The film strip can be helpful for quickly navigating through records. In the case of city directories, I have the name of the first person on each page of this directory listed under the thumbnail. And using the back and forth arrows, I might be able to look for visual clues to find the pages in this directory listing the schools or hospitals where my ancestors lived. But if I just want more space on my screen, I can click the film strip icon to hide those thumbnail images. The pane on the left is the information panel and provides data about the source of the image. Clicking the rectangular icon in the top left will dock this pane to the bottom. Clicking the lowercase I will close the pane. Moving my mouse over the record turns the arrow into a hand. With the hand, I can click my mouse and drag the record around in the viewer. Hovering over any icon in Fold3 will reveal its function. Using the plus symbol on the right, I can zoom in to find where Savannah Miller is listed as the widow of Thaddeus in this directory. City directories are a valuable record because they help us to track our ancestors annually. To do this, we usually try to jump from year to year within one geographic location until our luck runs out. This is easy to do in Fold3 using the file path breadcrumbs at the top of the window. To access this, I'll click my mouse inside this oval. The structure of this window should look a little familiar as we've just accessed the Browse menu with all its different levels for city directories. Here, I'm only going to change the year to 1916. I could then use the thumbnails in the right pane to try and find where the Millers are listed, or I can search within these records. I'll search for Savannah, but I'm going to also use the asterisk wildcard to catch different spellings of her first name. I'll open our first result, and there's Savannah living in the same place in 1916. When navigating records in Fold3, remember that hovering over any icon will reveal its function. Closing the film strip and info panes will help maximize the space available to view the record, and you can find similar records using the File Path shortcut to open the Browse menu. Next, we'll cover saving and printing records in Fold3. Here I have a passport application for another member of the Miller family. These passport applications are fabulous records as applicants provided their physical description, and they can help establish relationships as the form requested information about traveling companions. To print this record or save this record, I will choose the Cross Tools icon in the upper right. If I choose Download, I'm given the option to save the entire page or a portion of the page. I'm also given the option to save this as a JPEG image file or a PDF document file. Usually, the file will be saved to the computer's Downloads folder. Once saved, the record could be added as a source to an Ancestors page on Family Search or uploaded to another tree-keeping software. As Fold3 is owned by Ancestry, users with an Ancestry.com subscription can click the Save to Ancestry button to save their record directly to an Ancestors profile in their tree. Options for saving and printing records in Fold3 are accessed through the Cross Tools icon, and users with Ancestry.com subscriptions can save their finds directly to their tree. Now it's your turn to check out Fold3. It's available to Carlsbad City Library cardholders from home, and while it's recognized as a leading source for genealogists seeking U.S. military records, it's sometimes overlooked as a valuable resource for non-military records. Thank you for watching this episode of Branching Out, brought to you by the Carlsbad City Library. If you have any questions about Fold3, non-military records in Fold3, or genealogy research in general, please send an email to genealogy@carlsbadca.gov.